From the campus of Gloucester County College in Deptford, New Jersey, Comcast Channel 5 presents Girls High School Basketball. Today it's the James G. Atkinson Memorial Classic Championship game as the Deptford Spartans take on the Williamstown Braves. Hello again, everyone. Rob Christ along with my partner, Shawn Leary. Happy holidays. A beautiful day for basketball. Why? It's always 75 and sunny indoors, but a great game on tap tonight. Two teams off to solid starts. Deptford 4-1, Williamstown 4-0, and Williamstown a nice surprise.
Yeah, it's a real nice surprise for them, and I don't think they expected to come out of the gates this strong. But the one thing they've had is balance so far. They have 4 games, 4 different leading scorers in each game, so it's not one particular person that you're used to seeing a major team come up with, like Williamstown having a big-time player. They're kind of doing it by committee and doing a terrific job so far.
And of course for Deptford, a team that has lost a couple of big players, but again continuing to do well.
Yeah, they only have 1 senior back on this team that's in the starting lineup. They lost a couple of big-time players last season, but they're continuing. When you have Deptford basketball, the Deptford athletic program has really been outstanding the last couple of years. They're well coached, and they've done a terrific job as well. Only 1 loss this year, but to Washington Township, a Group 4 school that is a power in itself. So far this year, Deptford Spartans doing it. They played Paulsboro last night, got into the championship game. So you would expect Deptford, a good team, to be a contender this year as well.
Well, for the Williamstown Braves, they have been led by a host of players throughout the season, but if they have one player that maybe is the most gifted shooter, it's Jen Kelly.
Yeah, Jen Kelly, I said the 4 leading scorers, but she may be the go-to player on the Williamstown Braves. She has more fluid motion on the court. It seems to come a little bit more natural to her. You know, it's just a basketball player. She has a nice shot. She can do a lot of different things on the basketball court, gets her players involved. So far, Jen Kelly has been that type of player to be the leader on this team with a team that, you know, a bunch of different scorers, but she seems to be that go-to player. When you got the ball down the stretch, you want to put it in somebody's hands, it might be Jen Kelly this year.
Well, talking about putting the ball in people's hands for Deptford, that's KRISTINA Cox, a tremendous distributor and probably the most experienced player on this team, just a junior, but she started some games as a freshman.
Yeah, I mean, she's done a terrific job. This girl's comes out, and you want to talk about a natural basketball player, great ball handling skills. You know, if she gets out of the game, Deptford will be in trouble, so she cannot get in foul trouble. But if she doesn't, boy, she's a menace on the court. You know, she can pressure the basketball. She has great ball handling skills, gets other teammates involved, just what you want your point guard to do. Try to get other people involved, but she can also light up the scoreboard. One of those types of players, exciting to watch. It's going to be a very interesting matchup with her tonight against Jen Kelly and the Williamstown Braves. Well,
Deptford, a fun team to watch. They really like to push the basketball, and we'll have the tip-off after this. Well, about to get underway here again with Williamstown and Deptford. And Shawn, why don't you take a look at the starters?
Here for the Braves, Powell, Kelly, and ZOTT, along with Beavers. The guards, and MATREALE is a forward. Deptford, you have Jones, Cox, Ryan, PAYNTER, and NOCK, the center. They have the traditional 2 guards, the 2 forwards in the center lineup for the Spartans. Williamstown with a small lineup, but that can cause some matchup problems for some teams with their speed.
Well, Deptford trying to save the basketball and now looking to penetrate. We talked about KRISTINA Cox, and we have a foul underneath. Just Ryan, the foul on Deptford with the push underneath. The first foul of this evening's game. We're just underway, scoreless here at James G. Atkinson Memorial Classic. And Williamstown will fast break, laid up and in for NATALIE Powell.
Yeah, good look by Williamstown. Also, NATALIE Powell breaking on the play. The defense for Deptford breaks down a little bit. You got to make sure you're the last person back. You have to keep them in mind. Somebody breaking through the basket.
Ball stolen away, and again we'll have a foul committed here.
Rob, that's the ultimate way to break the press, though, huh? You throw it over top and get the bucket.
May have been 3 seconds instructed by the referee. Williamstown will try to work against the pressure. Thrown in and stolen away by Deptford's TIANDRA Jones. She'll dish it out on the perimeter. KRISTINA Cox now to the wing, and she finds TIANDRA Jones. Inside, little jump shot, nothing doing. Rebounded again by NOCK. So Cox looks inside the cutter, and it's stolen away by Williamstown, and that's Rachel MATREALE.
Yeah, Rachel MATREALE does a nice job there. Just a freshman on this team.
So Williamstown with the 2-0 edge.
The only starter on this team with any size, MATREALE, but she's not a real big player. She's not an imposing figure out there. She gets the ball batted away.
MATREALE has it rejected and pulling up Deptford now, as they'll have to get into their half-court set, and that's something that Williamstown would like to force them to do throughout the evening. Knocked up and stolen away. It's MATREALE who comes away with it. Bringing the basketball down, Lori ZOTT. ZOTT working against TIANDRA Jones. Penetration inside, laid up too hard, and a rebound here for the Spartans.
Still, that's a nice strong move that time by BEAVERS. She doesn't finish, but a nice drive, and that's something the Williamstown fans like to see, is their team going to the hoop.
Jen Kelly distributes, and it is KIESHA BEAVERS.
Williamstown coached by Karen Dillmore. Assistant coaches Fred Powell and Chris Shepard.
Long shot outside, and right now Deptford having a tough time knocking one down. Up top, again it's Cox. Cox, a long three-point shot, wild, and rebounded by Jen Kelly. Talked about Coach Dillmore over for this Williamstown team. Dillmore played her basketball here at Williamstown High School. Was an 1,000-point scorer at Rowan University. Successful career down at the Gloucester School. Williamstown on offense, and MATREALE looks inside. Cutter, Kelly, little hook shot, and it counts. Well, Shawn, you talked about Kelly at the top.
Yeah, she just has a nice way about her, the way she moves around the court without the ball, and that's what you want your go-to player, your scorer, to do, is move well without the basketball. If you have a nice point guard, you should be able to find her and get some good points.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Rob. It seems like Williamstown's come out and kind of got their offense in motion. Deptford yet to get a really good look at the basket. They had, aside from the three-pointer where they had the good look, didn't fall for him. See Williamstown, the way they've been able to dominate early on in the season, 4-0.
You know, this has been an interesting season for this Williamstown team, a team that, again, only had one returning starter, and yet they've come away 4-0 to start the season, a bit of a surprise. So Kelly heads to the line. Kelly's shot is too strong inside. MATREALE has it knocked away, and again it's rejected. So count holds at 6-0 currently for Williamstown. Cox looks to penetrate, dishes inside, knocked away, and TIANDRA Jones out to Cox. Penetration, pull-up jumper, wild, nothing but glass, and rebounded out. Underneath, TIANDRA Jones has it knocked away, and now MATREALE.
MATREALE's doing a fine job on the boards. Offensively, you gotta, and this is something she'll learn to use her body more. She got the ball blocked against her a couple of times on the offensive end. And what she'll have to do is she learns the game a little bit more, just a freshman. She'll have to use her body underneath because, as I said earlier, she's not very imposing in the paint, but she's doing a nice job collecting the rebounds, boxing out a little bit.
Williamstown comes into this game off of a 67-19 win over Triton. Triton scored almost half their points in the first quarter, and it got ugly from there. Inside penetration, MATREALE knocks it away. MATREALE playing and starting as a freshman. But you can see a key contributor with that size and quickness.
She's playing MATREALE well.
Up top, inside 3-point, and does not get the shooter's roll. Beavers with 2 of the 6 points. Now Cox, a nice look inside, laid up and in. I tell you, Talisa Palmer with the easy 2. Credit that to KRISTINA Cox. Long baseball pass, and Williamstown breaks this press as NATALIE Powell will look to penetrate Powell, and a foul committed. So Powell will head to the free throw line.
Yeah, when you get Powell breaking to the basket, and she drives so well to the hoop, that's an excellent way to break the press. Throw the basketball pass. Of course, you need somebody from the baseline that can throw that ball in. So far, that's the best way to do it. Get it over the top.
Now hits the first.
You know, it must be the Christmas season because you actually laughed at the MATREALE well.
Yeah, I'm being generous today. Second shot at the free throw line is good. So Powell delivers. She has 4 of her team's 8. The Braves on top 8-2 with just over 3 minutes remaining in this first quarter. The championship game of the James G. Atkinson Memorial Classic here at Gloucester County College.
Usually I don't get that kind of a reaction from you. Usually it's a puzzled look on your face.
I think I'm figuring you out. 3-point shot for Cox. 8-5 now, and again you see that Deptford press. Williamstown will look to break the pressure. Ball knocked away inside, and foul committed. Really credit this Deptford team as Miranda Painter knocked it down, could not convert on the layup, and the ball found by Talisa Palmer. She'll head to the free throw line and try to draw Deptford to within 1. They trail 8-5. Palmer misses the first.
One shot.
And hits the second. 8-6. Williamstown now. Knocked down his Powell, stolen away. Easy lay-in for Cox. Cox with 5.
It's really Deptford can really get after you and score points in a hurry. They play excellent defense.
Penetration inside, and it's knocked away. Kelly has it rejected by Painter. Painter will push, pull it up. Painter to the wing. Jones inside. Double team. Jones on the perimeter finds Cox. Cox, 3-point shot. Nothing but glass. Wild shot by Cox.
Painter name sounds familiar. Her brother Jeff played here a couple of years ago at Deptford High School.
Montreal kicks it outside and finds NATALIE Powell. To the wing. Williamstown delivered in this half-court offense. We're tied at 8, and a penetration here, and we've got a foul committed by Cox.
You see Karen Dillmore, Williamstown coach. Williamstown's got a couple of pretty nice basketball coaches. We already talked about Dillmore. They have Bill Hunt, who we'll be seeing later on this evening against Paulsboro in the boys championship game.
Pull-up jump shot, kisses it off the glass and distributes the deuce. KIESHA Beavers with 4. 10-8 Braves. Jones plays catch up top with Cox. Cox to the wing. Palmer now inside. Again, a wild shot, penetration, running right-hander. And knocked up. Deptford saves.
Multi-talented. One of our camera guys, Matt over there, still holds his shot too.
He's a trooper too, because he fell off the ladder earlier today.
See, now if we had him up and he was able to hold on to that ball, that would have been more impressive.
Inside, MATREALE knocks it away, fouled up, batted away, and now we have a traveling foul. Traveling violation called against NOCK. These referees allowing the coaches to play. Coach Petito giving the referees an earful. Williamstown, baseball pass to ZOTT. ZOTT with the ball up top to Natalie Powell. Down to 33 seconds left. To the wing. Williamstown. MATREALE looks to penetrate. Good move inside. One-hander good. Rachel MATREALE deposits the deuce. It's 12-8 with 20 seconds left. Cox to the wing up top. We'll see if Deptford holds for that last shot. Down to 12 seconds now. TIANDRA Jones to the wing. And they're looking inside. Knocked away. Here's Powell. She'll have to hustle. Down to 6 seconds. Powell feeds Beavers. Beavers inside. Off the glass. Good! And that's it. A strong finish for Williamstown. We head to break after 1 quarter. James G. Atkinson championship game. 14-8 Braves. Welcome back, second quarter. We start the James G. Atkinson Memorial Classic. This is the girls and the championship game, and a travel called here. Williamstown on top 14-8.
That first quarter was like the Eagles-Rams Monday night game where they just ran the ball.
Yeah, it was very quick.
That was a very quick first quarter between these two teams. And it was played pretty well by both teams. It wasn't that sloppy by either one. And just like I say that, they throw the ball away. And I was ready to say, and you would expect that against a team against Deptford, because Deptford does create a lot of turnovers when they pressure the basketball. But that's the reason why Williamstown has the 14-8 lead. They've done a great job protecting the ball and even scoring on the break, and that's something you normally don't do against this team. Now you may speak.
Well, Deptford, again, start relatively slowly, but Christina Cox with a tremendous dish and a nice three-point shot got them quickly back into the game. Williamstown finished that first quarter with a flurry, and that's where we are. The Braves with a 6-point edge now. 7:25 left in the second quarter. Deptford pull-up jump shot. Off the rim, pulled down inside, laid up, no good. Tipped up, Jen Kelly comes away with it. Kelly pulls up the dribble, finds ZOTT. On the perimeter, Natalie Powell. Powell finds Beavers. Kelly to Powell. Powell, pull-up jump shot. Off the rim, inside, knocked away, over the back foul here. This will go against ZOTT. Cox across the timeline. Pull-up jump shot. Again, nothing but glass. Some of these Deptford shots have been very wild tonight.
Yeah, they really haven't been setting up, squaring up, and getting real good looks. And you got to give credit a little bit to the Williamstown defense. They've done extremely well. Moving, pressuring Williamstown. And that's that three-guard rotation, Rob. You know, they're not big, they're not imposing at all. But what they do well is they're quick to the ball, and they make you think a little, make your passes a little bit too quick, they make your shots a little too quick, because they're a speedy team.
Really forcing that ball inside to Miranda Paynter. And Paynter continuing to progress. Again, the big scorer on this team, averaging about 18 points per game. She has had 18 or 19 points in 3 games already. Knocked away Cox. And this will be Williamstown basketball. Well, Deptford said that we really need to run the floor well and rebound. They have rebounded, but they have not been really following up with those offensive rebounds and finishing the deal. ZOTT to the middle, MATREALE breaking the press, and now Kristen Glutz in the game for Williamstown, and she'll feed it back to ZOTT. There's Glutz.
Dillmore had a 9:30 practice this morning, 9:30, 10, about 10:30, and that's something they worked on, is trying to break the press, moving the basketball, and it looks like it's paid off here so far in the first half.
Dillmore talked about how much fun it's been to coach this team because every player seems to really accept their role, has really stepped up in critical situations. Jen Kelly now with 4.
See Jen Kelly, she's money, banking off that right side. Very composed over there.
Kelly with a 10-point average coming into tonight, the leading scorer.
Good hands. Nice job, nice steal that time by Kelly. And she does a lot of the little things well.
Beavers switches over to ZOTT, pull-up jump shot strong. And rebound here for the Spartans, it's Paynter. Paynter finds Cox, 5:20 left, 16-8. Williamstown. Jones outside the three-point stripe, finds Cox, who will penetrate. Cox, and she's fouled. A little reach in here by Williamstown.
Cox, you're going to see Cox on the drive. Good call by the officials. You get the reach in there.
Oh,
reach by ZOTT.
Second foul on ZOTT, and that's a big foul because ZOTT's so important to this offense as Cox misses the free throw.
Especially in this game because against a pressure defensive team, a team that's going to pressure the basketball after every inbounds play, you really need good guard play to get the ball down court, and that is especially true in girls basketball. So it's very important for ZOTT to stay out of foul trouble now with 5:07 left in the second quarter. Dillmore with the decision.
Beavers will look to inbound, and she'll call a timeout. So wisely, a timeout called here by the Williamstown bench. 5:07 left in this first half. 16-8, Williamstown on top. Now Williamstown again coming into this game 4-0. They really hammered Triton in the first round of this tournament, have defeated Delsey, Overbrook, and Woodstown. And that Woodstown game, Williamstown trailed by 10 points and quickly went on an 18-0 run, 18-0 run. And that really changed things for them. And that was a game that maybe will set the tone for the rest of the season.
Well, what's important is you look at Williamstown, and you know, Delsey struggled in years past. Looks like they might struggle again this year. Overbrook, another team that's not going to really scare anybody. Woodstown, the same. Triton, and see what they did to them. And this is a game where it's, you know, you really get to see how well you're going to be playing against a Royal Division opponent. It's not a Royal Division game. They'll be playing Deptford 3 times this year. Barring a trip to the playoffs, they might even be able to meet in the playoffs as well. So, you know, you really get a chance to see your team against, you know, well-defensive team, a well-coached team, a good defensive ball club like Deptford. So it's a kind of a statement game for the Braves tonight.
Well, you can see the Deptford defense has picked up considerably. They trail by 8, very aggressive here. 4:40 left. Williamstown content to run that half-court offense. There's Kristen Glutz, and she was a key part of that win over Woodstown. 14 second half points for Glutz. ZOTT distributes to Beavers. Beavers pull-up jump shot. Trajectory knocked away by Paynter. And now a scramble ensues. The arrow points to Williamstown, and they will get the basketball here as checking in for Deptford is Jess Ryan. Williamstown's KIESHA Beavers working against Ryan off the pick from Kelly. Up top, ZOTT content to run some clock here. Jen Kelly outside three-point perimeter. Double team, doesn't find Beavers, and she'll pull it up top.
It was a good decision by Williamstown. You know, you got the 8-point lead. You'd love to stretch the lead to double figures. What better way to work the offense, move the ball around, and kill some clock at the same time.
Well, Brittany NOCK called for the foul, and right now this is the pace that Williamstown really wants. They want to slow this game down and make it a short game, essentially.
Absolutely. Williamstown, a team that likes to get the half-court offense in gear. I mean, they can move the ball. That time you can see the drive by Glutz, trying to go baseline. So far, the officials doing a nice job calling the game.
Glutz finds Kelly. Under 4 minutes now. Still 16-8. And again, Williamstown content to essentially run a four corners here. Inside cutter, it's ZOTT. ZOTT, a good look underneath, finds MATREALE for the easy two. So Williamstown really patient, and it pays off. They have a 10-point edge, their largest of the evening.
It just goes to show you, when you work the ball around, you're eventually going to find somebody open and get that high percentage shot.
Baseline cutting inside, air ball, and it's Glutz who finds Beavers. Beavers has Kelly. Kelly by herself will penetrate inside, knocked away. Nicely done by Cox.
Oh, that's a great steal by Cox underneath. She's going coast to coast. Nice job by Cox underneath to get the steal. And drives. Cut this lead in down to 8. But she's a nice player, Rob. She does a lot of things for this Deptford team defensively. She can set up her teammates and she can score.
Well, she has 7 of her team's 10 points. Beavers up top, will look to penetrate against Ryan, does inside, and Jazz, it's KIESHA Beavers now with 8.
Leave it to Beavers. She's had a nice first day.
I knew that was coming. Inside now. Pull up jump shot, shooter's roll, and it's good. That's BRITTANY NOCK. She knocks one down.
We are on fire right now.
Inside Glutz. And in and out. Knocked around Deptford. Again, a little helter-skelter here. On the wing, Deptford. Inside, that's Jasmine Clement. Feeds Beavers. Beavers will have an easy layup here. Beavers lays it up and in. Beavers with 10 points. And a timeout is called here by Deptford wisely, as they look like they were really scratching and clawing their way back into this one. And now all of a sudden it's back to a 10-point deficit.
Well, the one thing I like about Williamstown is they're pushing the ball when they get the opportunity to set themselves up to score, but they're not playing out of control. ACB just coasting in the easy two. And that, Deptford, they pressure the basketball, and sometimes when you don't have that good guard play like Williamstown does, you can start throwing the ball away. You're not going to get those good looks down court. You're not going to be able to run with it. But Williamstown's doing it composed, and they're able to get some good fast break points because of it. Deptford just can't find the seam their offense at all. No rhythm.
Well, again, Williamstown off a successful clubbing of Triton, 67-19, and we mentioned before Jen Kelly, the team leading scorer. She led the team last night also with 12 points, but again, it was indicative of this Williamstown team, as Glutz had 9, Powell and MATREALE had 8, and Beavers with only 2. And Beavers is typically someone that's going to contribute a lot more offensively, and we've seen that already tonight.
Yeah, they just have a lot of different weapons on this team, and that's kind of fun for the coach too as well, because when you have somebody, when you have just one scorer on your team, you can throw the box in one, try and shut them down, trying to zone up and really create matchup problems for the other team. But if you have different scores, Rob, you really can't set a defense for one or two particular players.
Stacy DiMattia has checked into the game to run the point and give ZOTT some time off and stay out of foul trouble. MATREALE dishes, Beavers, the fake and the walk.
That's a good decision too, because what you'll have is ZOTT sitting down and she doesn't pick up her third foul here in the first half. You have a 10-point lead. And you try and use your play again. And if you also have that balanced scoring attack, everyone's happy, Rob. You know what I mean? Every single night it'd be somebody different.
It's an ideal situation for both the players and the coach. Stolen away, long pass, feeding Powell. Powell pulls up the dribble, and now Kelly looks to penetrate. Kelly up top to MATREALE. MATREALE has trouble and finds DiMattia. I would think Williamstown would hold for one shot here. Still 50 seconds left, but they've been very, very deliberate tonight. MATREALE looks to go baseline, inside laid up, no good. and rebounded. Beavers is on the end line, and it'll be turned over here. 10-point lead for the Braves. So Deptford, we'll see if they hold for the last shot with 35 seconds left.
See, I wouldn't want Deptford to hold for the last shot because I'd like to try him to get a good look and then set up that pressure defense off the break or off the inbounds, see if they get a steal.
And Cox may have gotten away with one there. To the wing, underneath, inside, and it's thrown away. Williamstown now with the basketball, 16 seconds left. So they will likely hold the ball and have an opportunity to go to the locker room with their largest lead of the night. 10 has been the largest tonight. Kelly on the wing with 7 seconds. Up top, DiMattia. They'll have to hustle. Natalie Powell over to Beavers. Down to 2 seconds. Powell, long, wild shot off the rim. And Williamstown will head to the locker room with a 10-point edge. 22-12 in the James G. Atkinson Memorial Classic Championship game for the ladies. Welcome back. Second half. Rob Christ along with Shawn Leary here at Gloucester County College. It's the championship game of the James G. Atkinson Memorial Classic. First up, the ladies, Deptford and Williamstown. And first half, it was Williamstown taking a 10-point edge, and that's where we are. Williamstown pounding the glass, and again, we talked about that before. Deptford really needed to do a good job rebounding. They just haven't been able to finish.
Yeah, they're just not finishing. They're just not getting the balls to drop. At that time, it was a nice look by Jessica Ryan. She had the open look on the outside, and that's all you can ask of your team is take good shots. Take the high percentage shots. If you get the good look, fire it up.
Natalie Powell, a nice pass to Jen Kelly, a little bit too hot, and Kelly has it bounce off of her hands and out of bounds. Our officials tonight, Jeff Hurley and Dolores Wierzinski. We failed to mention them in the first half. Done a good job. Really allowed the ladies to play tonight. Ryan up top from the foul stripe. No good. Rebound Jones. Jones up top to Cox. Cox, a long three-point shot off the rim. Rebound Beavers. Well, right now, Deptford really having a tough time. They're not able to convert in the paint, and Wild from the outside.
You got to wonder, playing back-to-back nights, and after playing against Paulsboro, a pretty athletic team, if they just don't have their legs tonight, just not getting good drive to the basket. Everything seems to be coming up either short or going off the glass.
Well, you mentioned that, but remember, the Williamstown also played yesterday, not to mention the fact that they practiced this morning, so certainly no edge for the Braves there. Knocked away by Ryan. Williamstown, again, content to eat up a lot of clock.
That's what you do. Work your offense. Try to find the open person. So far, Williamstown has done that not only in tonight's game, but also throughout the season.
Beavers on the wing. Up top, that's Powell. Really credit Williamstown because they've been deliberate and have waited for good shots. And there you see MATREALE drives the baseline, draws the foul.
What Deptford seems to be doing here, just reaching for their, not moving the feet. Williamstown does a good job of getting over, and then you're just using your arms. Basically, when you're just using your arms, not your feet, to get good position on the player, you're going to get the foul called against you.
MATREALE's first free throw of the evening is no good. She has 4. We have no scoring thus far in the second half. We're almost 2 minutes in. There you see MATREALE. 7-point average for the freshman coming into tonight. She has 5 this evening. KRISTINA Cox now as Williamstown with their biggest lead of the night at 11. Ryan inside, knocked away MATREALE. MATREALE playing both ends now, and she's had a good game this evening. She doesn't play like a freshman. Foul away from the basketball.
That's a big call. That's Lori Zott's third foul.
Well, this might be a time where if you're Dillmore, you sit down Zott, let DiMattia come in and run the point for a little bit, kind of reinforce the need for her to stay out of foul trouble here with a lot of time left.
That could be the best thing. That could be the best thing that's happened to Deptford tonight, is try to get Zott her third foul early in the second half.
Jones in and out, rebound Deptford again, nothing doing, again nothing there. Knocked away, and it's going to stay Deptford basketball.
Yeah, they just don't have touch, it seems like, tonight, Rob.
I mean, if you had a shot chart, they have probably missed at least 10 to 15 shots right underneath the basket. Ryan will inbound. Ryan throws it up to Knock. Knock on the wing and distributes to Paynter. Long three-point shot is good for Cox. So Cox now with 2 3-pointers and 10 points. So 10 of 15 coming from Cox. 23-15. 8-point edge, knocked away. Zott and saved. Ryan, a wild pass as Ryan cannot hit a wide open Jones.
Good hustle by Cox. Ryan, eyes a little bit too wide open. A little too excited. Throws the ball high, and that's why I always like to see those bounce passes. Those nice bounce passes, especially on the break.
Foul. No foul. They are really letting them play. I heard some flesh on flesh earlier on a reach and nothing doing. Here's Cox penetration, and we have a travel.
Yeah, and I like that. It's early in the year. Good matchup between two Group 3 teams that are real division rivals. You don't let it get out of hand, but you kind of let them play.
Kelly working against Ryan, knocked away. Zott saves. Zott will slow it down. To the wing, Powell. A little bit more of a frantic pace right now, and that plays into Deptford's hands. Pull-up jump shot. Powell hits. Well, that's what Natalie Powell brings to this team. Powell coming into tonight, averaging 6.8 points, and she has 6 this evening.
Yeah, Powell with just a nice little sweet jumper there. Knocks it down. That's another one of those high percentage shots. Work the ball around, you find an open person, and Powell.
Zott a look underneath Kelly. Kelly scrambles for the basketball, turnaround jump shot, good. Well, Kelly turned lemons into lemonade there. Really struggled, and a scramble ensued. Threw it up and in. 27-15, the largest lead of the night for Williamstown. Cox, a good look inside. Foul committed by MATREALE.
Here you see the foul on the inside, trying to look in the paint for Knock. That's good position. Deptford did a nice job that time, Rob. Working the ball down to Knock. Picks up the foul. Now she gets a couple freebies.
And Knock gets the shooter's roll. She has 3 points now. Checking into the game, it's Talisa Palmer. Subbing in for Jess Ryan. It's good.
Knock did a nice job working during the off season, went to team camps. The senior looking at Lincoln University as one of the possible schools that she'd like to attend.
Inside look, Kelly knocked away, and now a foul. Foul committed by Knock. And there you see Petito getting clarification from the referee. Kelly knocks it down. Jen Kelly now with 7.
Coach Petito, he likes to pace the sidelines a little bit, animated, fun to look at. Listen to, really coaches the game well for this Deptford team. Gonna have to do some good coaching this year. They lost a lot from last year's team, including Lauren Fisher, who was outstanding, one of the top guards in the Tri-County Conference. Markeisha Cox also graduated, and Atkinson, their inside player, so really lost a lot from last year's team.
Beavers feeds Powell just too much.
And that's what, sorry, Rob, that's what I'm talking about, of the break going out of control. At most times tonight, Williamstown has done a nice job of breaking the press and then getting high percentage shots, especially a couple of the breakaways that they had. But when it's not there, you don't want to force it, especially a team like Deptford, because that's what they like to do. They want you to play out of control. They want you to run up and down the court with them, and you kind of play into their hand.
Baseball pass again, stolen away by Cox. So the press contributing, and a little hook shot inside for TIANDRA Jones is good. Her first basket of the night. She heads to the free throw stripe with Deptford trailing by 10.
Yeah, this is a nice play. You get the turnover, get it on the inside to TIANDRA Jones, and TIANDRA picks up the bucket, trying to get the three-point play now, trailing by 10, trying to knock it down to single digits with 2:52 left in the third.
In and out. Beavers struggles. Jones comes away with it, feeds up top. .240 left. 10-point edge for Williamstown. Palmer. And a nice shot as Palmer feeds Paynter, and Paynter with her first basket of the night.
You got to feel good for Paynter. She's had a couple of those short little jumpers that just couldn't fall for her. Got one of those blocked the last time she shot from the free throw, on the free throw line, but this time she gets the shooter's touch. And Deptford now starting to play their game. And you know, Rob, ZOTT's in the game right now, and you got to wonder with the 3 fouls. You know, her play defensively, she can't be as aggressive as she'd like to be, and that sometimes will hurt you when your point guard can't really go after the ball and try to get those steals.
She's really the only player right now in any type of foul trouble. Cox steals it away. 2 minutes left. Cox working against ZOTT. A nice feed underneath Paynter, and stolen away. Deposited by NOCK. She has 6.
Gilmore letting them play, not going with a timeout to settle the troops down. And right now, Deptford is really tightening it up defensively.
And Williamstown will call timeout. 29-23 is from a 12-point lead. It's down to 6.
See Deptford really getting after it defensively, pressuring the basketball. Trying to get the strip, trying to get the ball back in their possession, and good call by the ref as it does touch the line. Boy, Rob, what a difference in the second half. Deptford's really played well defensively, and that really starts their game going. When they can get it up and down the court, get it at their pace, it's really more confusing for the opposite team. And you can see Williamstown, when they slow the ball down, they're very successful.
Well, the last time Williamstown was down offensively, it seemed like they kind of rushed their shot, and since then things have really gone downhill as they've had a difficult time breaking this pressure of Deptford. And Deptford has really controlled the offensive boards, and if they can convert on those easy lay-ins, then Deptford can rewrite this story.
Want to wish everyone a happy holidays. Hopefully everyone's holiday's been pretty nice. That time of year, right? I mean, it's a good time. Good times.
Well, I know the kids from Deptford and Williamstown obviously having a good time. Not only are they winning basketball games, but there's no school.
Man,
That's like a, you know,
I remember that.
Double scoop.
I remember that 3 or 4 years ago. I felt the same way. No school.
3 or 4 years?
Well, technically, I didn't have school 3 or 4 years ago. It just happens that I haven't had school since about 12 or 15.
12 or 15? Since you were 12 or 15? Beavers. Finds Powell. Powell lays it in. Powell with 8. 8-point edge. Williamstown. They have not trailed in this basketball game. Cox up top, feeds Jones. Jones back to Cox. Cox working against ZOTT. And Beavers ties up the basketball.
Not a good decision that time by Cox. Throwing it across kind of a loop. Pass was a little slow in developing, getting it over to her teammate. And Beavers comes up, makes the pick. Good anticipation by Beavers. She sticks her hand in there. Ties it up.
Timeout. Timeout is called here with 1:01 left. Again, 31-23. Deptford trailing Williamstown. We mentioned before that Williamstown in the first round of this tournament had a relatively easy time defeating Triton 67-19, Deptford 55-31 over Paulsboro as they rushed out to a 27-17 lead at the half. And really took control in that fourth quarter, outscoring Paulsboro 22-8. And in that game, it was NOCK who led all scores with 12 points.
You see the mayor, Deptford, Bill Bain, William Bain Jr. Real good guy, good mayor for Deptford Township. He's a fiery guy. Gets real excited. You gotta like a mayor like that. Some guy who has a lot of passion for his job. And
you gotta love the mayor that comes out to watch his high school girls basketball team compete. That's a mayor.
He's a dedicated mayor. He likes to come out to the community events. And he does a lot of different things for different charities. I know he's always sitting up on top of, I believe it's Sam's Club up there. BJ's one of them big stores up in Deptford. He sits on top of the roof, does his stuff for charity. Really gets involved with his community. A lot of good people in Gloucester County that we have as our officials. Well, I know I've seen freeholder Bill Krebs here as well.
John Berzicelli has done quite a bit locally.
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of them, man. I don't want to mention all our elected officials throughout the county, but man, they like to come out to the events, get involved with the sports and stuff. They get excited for that.
ZOTT with the rebound, finds Powell down to 30 seconds left. Of course, you can always find out all about the elected officials on election night, since Channel 5 covers that as well, right?
Hey, yeah, you have a lot to do with it. You do a nice job there.
Does that mean I owe you dinner now?
Well, it's the holiday season. We're trying to be nice to each other for just one night.
Beavers converts. Pull-up jump shot, no good. Underneath, the scramble ensues. Beavers on the ground and a jump ball. Possession arrow points to Deptford with 3.2 seconds left.
It's where you'd like to try to find somebody coming off a screen. But also you got to be mindful of somebody, that person hitting the screen, swinging back and trying to get something underneath.
Cox feeds underneath, tied up, and a foul. This will go against Powell. That's an inbound right there that if you're Williamstown, you can't allow to have happen.
Yeah, you got to make sure you don't allow that player to get the inside position to the hoop. That time NOCK was able to do that.
They call that a shooting foul. Surprising.
You see NOCK, she's going to get the inside position. You see her using her body well, blocking out MATREALE.
And I guess that's a good call.
Yeah, she was going up. It just so happens that ball went to her teammate because she was fouled.
Knocked away, and NOCK unable to convert on the second, but Deptford chips away ever so slightly down to a 9-point deficit as we head to break. It's Williamstown on top 33-24 in the championship of the James G. Atkinson Memorial Classic. Welcome back. Fourth quarter. Rob Chris along with Shawn Leary in the James G. Atkinson Memorial Classic Championship game between Williamstown and Deptford. It's been all Williamstown thus far. A good game, but Williamstown has never trailed. They lead by 9 as we start the fourth quarter. And Williamstown likely to start off deliberate as they have throughout the game, Shawn.
Yeah, that's what you want to look for now. You did everything extremely well in the first half, and you just got to remember what you did. Try and implement that in the second half. You got to really credit also Mark Petito and the coaching staff over there with Coach Oreo is making adjustments at halftime, trying to get Williamstown to play into your hand, play your style of game.
Good look by Beavers inside. Powell deposits.
Yeah, that's just a terrific pass on the inside, and Powell's doing a nice job again, moving around without the basketball and getting herself open for the good looks.
Powell and Beavers each with 10 for the Braves. 7 minutes left. They lead by 11, and a charge called underneath.
Even though she gets the charge on the play, it's a good, strong move by NOCK. She picks up her third foul, but that's what you want your inside player to do, Rob. This time, as you see, she's going to get the turn here. Try to move. She gets a little elbow.
That's a good call.
And yeah, so far the officials did a terrific job tonight. They've really seen everything and caught it pretty well. But that's what you want to see. You want to see your inside player use her body. You don't want to throw them elbows all the time. But you need to be aggressive on the inside, especially against a team like Williamstown that likes to play the finesse game, try to use their speed to their advantage. If you have the height advantage, you have to try and be physical.
Brittany NOCK, someone who was a contributor in limited time last year, was out with a bad shin, hurt her shin, and only played in about 5 games.
Yeah.
Was really productive in those 5 games. Playing in the middle now for this Deptford team, and in the first half just 2 points, but came alive in that third quarter, hit 3 for 4 from the free throw line and 1 field goal, so 7 points on the evening for NOCK. She is the team's second highest scorer behind Christina Cox. Beavers will inbound here for Williamstown. Long baseball pass. It's Powell. Powell on the layup. Up and in. Powell now with 12. Stolen away by Kelly and unable to maintain possession. Pull-up jump shot, high off the glass, follow-up, rebound, no good, and it's Beavers. So again, Paynter with some opportunities. She has really been frustrated, as again, well below her average. Paynter just with 2 points tonight, and Williamstown has to be ecstatic about that particular statistic. ZOTT will hold, working against Jones. ZOTT will look to penetrate, dishes to MATREALE. MATREALE up top, finds Beavers, and now it's Kelly. Well, again, 6 minutes remaining, and Williamstown content to take off 30 to 40 seconds each time they have the basketball. And again, that's something that Williamstown has done well tonight, really dictated the pace of this game, Shawn.
Yeah, that's what you want to do against this Deptford team. Is you don't want to play any type of pressure defensive team or any team that likes to run a little bit. You got to make sure that you don't play their style of game.
ZOTT underneath Kelly. Kelly hits.
You know, it's almost like, and that's a terrific job by Kelly. It's just, you can see Williamstown working the ball around, and you're going to find the high percentage shot. And this is exactly the way high school should be played. High school girls basketball should be played.
Well, we mentioned before that this Williamstown team really has no one true go-to player, and that's indicative tonight as 3 players in double figures, 10, 10, and 12 points for Beavers, Kelly, and Powell, respectively.
You could say this is a real nice team that Williamstown has assembled.
I like
They're very
MATREALE. I
patient.
mean, as a freshman, she's played very well in the middle.
Now Williamstown, we got to be real about this as well. When they go up against some of them bigger Group 3 schools as well, that has the inside presence in the game, they're going to have troubles. And this is why right here, because teams, if they're able to get the ball inside, you can see Williamstown does not have the ability to play with some of the taller players because they don't have the size. But not only that, they got at least you got to be able to move your feet well, and that's one thing that you can point out tonight about Williamstown is when you're driving baseline against them, they're not moving their feet well enough. Especially for if you're smaller, you got to make sure you play in front of the player and move your feet. And what they're doing is just driving to the baseline. You're getting a foul over top with their arms, stretched out.
I think if you're Mark Petito, you're obviously not pleased with the way things have transpired tonight. Some wild shots from the perimeter. They forced some shots from the outside, and yet they've had so many looks on the inside and unable to really close the deal.
Yeah, they have. I think Deptford's pretty pleased with how the season has gone so far. But you're right. You really can't be ecstatic about how your team's played tonight, especially offensively. They haven't been able to get the ball to drop, and they've had a couple of nice looks here in the second half. But it seemed they were way out of sync in the first half. A little too wild. They just couldn't kind of set their offense together.
Powell will push it towards the timeline. Over to Beavers, who finds ZOTT. ZOTT now will pull it back. Under 5 minutes remaining. A 13-point edge for Williamstown. 15 has been their largest lead tonight.
Williamstown's moving extremely well without the ball. You got to really credit Karen Dillmore and the coaching staff over there for the Braves, because they've had these girls believing in their system. They're moving without the ball. They're setting up nice shots for themselves.
Beaver will look to penetrate wisely, pulls it out to MATREALE, back to Beavers. And again, another possession that has taken a good 30 to 35 seconds already off of the clock.
And MATREALE had an open shot there. And the other teams, they'd love to have that open shot. But Williamstown is extremely patient in running the offense, moving the clock out. It's a 13-point lead.
That's an ill-advised pass by Powell. 2-on-1 break, Deptford, and no foul called. A lot of contact and no call. And Sherry Coursey would have been wise to distribute.
Yeah, Coursey this time, she had Cox on her right or on her left. Just couldn't find her. No call there.
Coursey worked on by ZOTT. Inside. Turnaround jump shot. Rolls in and out. And now Powell off the wing. Powell will pull it back and finds ZOTT. Miranda Painter's had a tough night from the floor. .330 left. A 13-point lead for Williamstown.
This is what you see sometimes in football when a team's got the lead and they're just trying to run the clock, milk the clock, run the ball, pick up first downs. This is kind of what Williamstown's doing right here.
Wild pass, and this will be Deptford basketball.
For Deptford, now you just got to try and pressure the basketball and force them to make turnovers. Consequently, you got to make sure that you do hit some buckets to try to get back into the game and get closer.
Here's Coursey, pull-up jump shot, fouled, and she'll head to the free throw line. Beavers commits the foul, her second foul, as we're now under 3 minutes. And it'll take a miraculous comeback as Deptford trails by 13. That's 50% of the total points they've scored thus far. Horsey misses the first.
Horsey, a freshman.
Deptford has not done well at the free throw line either tonight. ZOTT. Knocked away, and Williamstown again will try to inbounds. Thrown away. Well, that's the one thing they have in their favor, Shawn, is that this press can quickly get you back into a basketball game.
Right. But now offensively, they have to move the ball around, get a good look. Maybe look for a couple of threes if you can get one or two good looks at them.
Cox inside to Knock. Knock. Jump shot. Hard off the rim. Rebound, Beavers. Here's ZOTT now with 2:40 left. To the wing. Powell back to ZOTT. And again back to Powell. ZOTT and Powell simply having a catch. Here comes Jones out to defend ZOTT. ZOTT will find Kelly. And Kelly's double teamed. MATREALE underneath for Powell. And she's content to dish it out to Beavers.
There's another open look they just decide not to take, and that's just trying to milk the clock. And how patient is that? I mean, you're telling a kid not to, you know, this is what a coach dreams of, having a team like this, where they execute your game plan. You say, all right, listen, even if you have the open shot, let's milk the clock. You get that open look as a shooter, you want to drain it.
At some point, Deptford has to foul here. And there you see it. Just way too much time taken off that clock, about 45 seconds.
Timeout is called by Deptford. Full timeout. That's a final timeout.
Deptford so far with a nice win early in the year, 3-point win against Clearview. They did have that one loss on their resume coming into this game against Washington Township, which is not the worst thing for you, because you play a team like Washington Township, it's only going to make you better, even though you're going to pick up that early loss, assuming that Washington Township has the type of players that they normally have, in Deptford really missing a lot of people from last season.
Well, again, Williamstown has not trailed in this basketball game. They hold a 12-point edge, and they will head to the free throw line here to try to extend that lead. Actually, Deptford is not in the penalty, so Williamstown will inbound. ZOTT to Powell. Powell up top, ZOTT. Back to Kelly, and again it's Powell. 90 seconds remaining. ZOTT feeds Kelly. Powell, double teamed. Powell committed by Paynter.
That's going to put Powell to the line. Shooting 1-1 now with 17 fouls now for Deptford.
Powell 2 for 2 from the free stripe tonight.
1-1.
She has 12 points. No good. Rebound Cox.
Beavers.
Stolen away now, Beavers.
Beavers, terrific job taking it away from Cox.
And Powell. Looks like she...
Oh, she really got whacked.
Wow. Who said basketball is not a contact sport? I mean, she is really gushing blood right now.
Looked like it was something right underneath the eye, kind of like on the chin. She's tough, though.
Wow, you can see that's a deep gash there.
Is it going to require any stitches?
It may.
Doc?
It may.
What a tough girl, though. She, no tears or nothing, huh?
No.
Well, there must be no crying in girls basketball.
That's right. Just 70 seconds left. We may see someone come in for Powell here.
Look at her.
I would assume.
Tough as nails.
She's even smiling now. She lost about half a pint already.
She's confused and delirious with all.
It's going to be their Red Cross Memorial Tournament.
Kind of indicative of the way she plays, though. Very tough player. Isn't afraid to mix it up with the other teammates and get involved. And that's when if you need somebody like that for Williamstown, because they don't have the size.
Well, Coach Delmore said that she is the hardest worker in the program, a tremendous work ethic, and it's because of her work ethic that everybody else's game is elevated.
Right. Well, she's the one that'll get down and dirty for you, get to the hardwood sometimes. So they're the ones that come away with the bumps and the bruises, and in this case, the deep gash, as you called it, underneath the eye.
So Beavers to the free strike. Her first trip there tonight. She has 12 points on the evening. Looking for her first points in the fourth quarter. And again, it's Williamstown with the rebound. So Williamstown having trouble from the free stripe, but coming away with the rebounds. Beavers holds and finds Kelly. Kelly will look to penetrate off of Corsi. Instead, up top to Glutz. Feeds MATREALE to Beavers to ZOTT.
Well, you could tell this Williamstown team has really worked so far in the first 4 games and in the preseason. Worked during the offseason on their ball handling skills, working as a team. Very impressive tonight against Deptford, doing the little things.
Cox now with 4 fouls. ZOTT again misses here, so Williamstown has gone cold as ZOTT has not scored thus far. Penetration, knock, ball on the floor, tied up, and we'll have a jump ball. Possession arrow points Williamstown's way with 29 seconds left.
He's trying to get the ball in the paint and knock. And Williamstown's pretty much done that all game long. Is pressure the basketball, trying to create turnovers against Deptford and keep them out of their game.
Well, Williamstown uncharacteristically cold in this fourth quarter. 0 for 3 from the free throw line. Not much scoring in this fourth quarter, Shawn. Deptford has 3 points, all from the free throw line. And Williamstown just with 6, none from the free throw line, 0 for 3 from the free strike. ZOTT 0 for 1 tonight.
Well, the time of possession for Williamstown's been outrageous. They've really held the ball a very long time here in this fourth quarter.
So now 0 for 4. They were 5 for 7 prior to this fourth quarter. And ZOTT now 0 for 3 from the free throw line. The team collectively 0 for 5 in the fourth quarter. Stolen away Beavers. And Deptford comes back with it. Jones pushes to Cox. 15 seconds left. Cox drives. Cox lays it up. No good. Rebound. Paynter. No. Knocked away. Scramble ensues. Down to 6 seconds. It's Cox. And Cox finds Corsi. Corsi knocked away by MATREALE. And the foul is called. Corsi will head to the free throw line. She has one of her team's 3 points in this fourth quarter. And again, all of those from the free stripe.
Williamstown going to be the James G. Atkinson Memorial 2004 champions.
One more shot coming up to Celine Corsi.
Corsi misses both ends. And that'll do it. Your final score, Williamstown, the James G. Atkinson Memorial Classic champions, the final 39-27. Not necessarily the prettiest of games, Shawn, but you know, you really have to credit this Williamstown team, and particularly Coach Dillmore, because this was a team that went out with a game plan, and frankly, they just executed it to perfection.
Yeah, exactly right. And you got to really like what you see from the Braves. I know if I was a Williamstown fan, I'd be pretty excited about this team. You know, one of the things that they're doing extremely well is playing as a team, doing the little things. That, you know, let alone that they're playing where you have a couple different scorers scoring for your team. You have different options, and that makes it fun. Right now, the New England Patriots, a team that are doing some different things, putting a wide receiver to play defensive back, and it really gives a rejuvenation of a team. If a coach is allowing her players, not saying, all right, Jen Kelly's going to be our go-to player, we're going to get her a lot of points, we're going to try to set up our offense for her to be the player of the game. Yeah, 4 or 5 different scores, man, that really, it gets exciting for every single player. They feel like they're involved. They take ownership in the team, and they're doing all the little things. You know, the not settling for the jump shot, pulling it out, working the ball around, trying to find the open man, the passing, the defense. You know, Williamstown's looking pretty good. You know, they still got to go through that rural division in Group 3, but so far, you know, you got to like what you see from the Braves. Conversely, with Deptford, you know, there's a couple things that they need to do. They're a young team. They're going to be learning throughout the season. They just got to be a little bit more patient, but they'll play good defense. In Deptford, Mark Petito, he'll get them playing good defense, and that press will be hurting somebody down the line.
Well, again, these are two teams that will face off once again, and that ought to be interesting.
Yeah, 2 more times at least, and you might even see a 4th time if they do match up in the Group 3 playoffs. Obviously, with the start that both teams had, 4 wins on the early going, they both have a shot to make the cutoff and get into the playoffs.
Well, again, Williamstown, your 2005 or 2004, I suppose, I don't know, 2004-2005 season, James G. Atkinson Memorial Classic champion. A tremendous game for the Williamstown team, and really off to a great season at 5-0. Well, for my partner, Shawn Leary, my director, Kevin Lamastra, I'm Rob Christ. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Once again, the final score, Williamstown defeats Deptford 39-27.